right, where's the dancers? Okay, you know what? This is your time. There's space back there. Let's do a little song. Yes. Oh. Lost your way, lost your cool, then you straight up lost your mind. Tried so hard to stay ahead, but you keep falling behind. Life is gonna pull you down, make it hard to see. But a little change in your point of view could be just what you need. There's always a reason to always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy. Smile when you think you can't smile. Get up and dance, smile. There's a bigger plan, the storm only lasts for a while. So smile. Happiness is wonderful, but it doesn't stick around. Walking on sunshine, then here come the clouds. You can laugh or you can cry when it all falls apart. But I believe the more you laugh, the more you heal the heart. There's always a reason to always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy. Smile when you think you can't smile. Get up and dance, smile. There's a bigger plan and you've got a reason to smile. When you clap your hands, smile. Just take a pen, smile. Bigger plan, you've got a reason to smile. There's always a reason to always choose joy. There's something deeper that the world can't destroy. Smile when you think you can't smile. Get up and dance, smile. There's a bigger plan and you've got a reason to smile. When you think you can't smile, just clap your hands, smile. There's a bigger plan, you've got a reason to smile. Get on up and smile. You got a reason to smile. Nice dancing. Woo, I love that energy. Now it's time. You can stay standing because we're going to sing together. There is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I go without? Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do, your infinite love will prove more than enough. There is more than enough in a universe that you created. There is more than enough on a planet of sacred design. There is more than enough for humanity made in your image. Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I go without? Why would I worry? Why would I doubt? Why would I ever think I go without? Your infinite love is your infinite love. Let my soul know the truth, whatever I choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough. Your infinite love made me, made everything I see, and all that will ever be is your infinite love. Let the world know the truth, whatever we choose to do. Your infinite love will prove more than enough, more than enough, more than enough. Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living. Welcome to our Sunday celebration service. My name is Karen Allen. I am one of your staff ministers here at the center. And if you're here for the first time, we are a center that honors all paths to God. And we also believe that there is a power in the universe greater than you are, and you can use it now. Yay! Ernest Holmes, our founder. So we're going to start our service with the lighting of the flames of faith. And we have a wolf coming up who's going to help us light the candles. Ow! And we perform this ceremony to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples, all faiths, all sentient beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. Fundamental to this truth is the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the candle for all forms of New Thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. And as practitioner Lorianne Whitty lights the last candle, let it represent the path that you are on today.
Thank you, Mr. Wolf. Oh, Mrs. Wolf, I'm so sorry. Do you want to dance? Let us all pray. And I want to tell you what I know. I know that God is power, that God is one presence, one love, one harmony, and all-knowing. And I know God is all, and all is God. And I know that delay doesn't mean desire. And that same love, that same power, that same knowledge, that same peace and harmony that is in God is also in me, around me, and through me, as it is with all here today. And I declare that this meeting of knowledge today and the truth in it, in perfect harmony and perfection of God, and choosing the perfect lesson for today from Reverend Alice. Let us take it home. Let us dwell on it this week. And I give thanks and gratitude for this knowledge, this all-knowing love and power. And I'm so happy and complete with having this knowledge, that our relationship with God is totally unshakable, unbreakable, and this union can never be depleted. And I release these words into the law, knowing the work has already been done and been taken care of. And I know the law works, and so it is. And now our global vision, if you would join me. We see a world that works for everyone, where humanity awakens to its spiritual magnificence, where forgiveness is the norm, where resources are valued and cared for and shared, and where there is peace, harmony, and justice for all. And now today's affirmation, again, join me. I trust and live in the infinite flow of abundant good, and so it is.
And now it is my honor and pleasure to invite to the platform the beautiful, talented, amazing Jennifer Trevor.
Thank you, Karen. Hello, everybody. Oh, thank you in advance for what you're giving me already. Are you ready? Of Brazil, I met a young brother that made me feel I could accomplish anything. You see, just like me, he wanted to see. He had no windows, he had no doors. He lived a single life that was extremely poor. On top of all that, he had no eyesight, but that didn't keep from seeing the light. He said, "What's it like in the USA?" And all I did was complain. He said, "Living here is paradise. Paradise is in your mind, you know, and there's hope. Doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to lie. You better thank God for that. Oh, there's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to lie. You better thank God for that. Every time I turn on the TV, somebody's acting crazy. If you let it, it'll drive you crazy. But I'm taking back my power today. Gas prices, they just keep on rising. The media, they keep on lying. But we gotta keep on surviving. Keep living our truth, it's the best we can do. Let's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to lie. You better thank God for that. Oh, there's hope. It doesn't cost a thing to smile. You don't have to pay to lie. You better thank God for that. Stand
Good morning. Good morning. Reverend Alice couldn't be here, so I'm Reverend Harmony. Happy to be with you here this morning. Happy Halloween. Brought my little bag here, but I'm going to put it to the side for a minute. Oh gosh, I am happy that it's Halloween. Are we having fun? If you look around, I'm not the only fool who got dressed up. There's a couple of other people who like to play with Reverend Playful. So thank you for not having me be the only one. I really appreciate it. We are in celebration today, and we're celebrating with Halloween. We have been looking at our committed conscious giving program, and I know that many of you have already made your pledges and your commitments, and if you haven't, there's still time. Go ahead and light a candle, ring a chime, take a prayer, and put your commitment card in the treasure chest in the back of the sanctuary. I promise you, you won't regret it. It's been a pleasure for me to pledge, and actually all month I've been giving a seed donation because I know how prosperity works. I understand that it is what I put into it that comes back out of it, and so I've been enjoying this month of really focusing on finances. But before we get to our talk, I want to share with you a little quote I read, because I really happen to agree with this fellow that Halloween is probably one of the best holidays that we celebrate. And here's what this fellow said. He said, "This is the day that we get it right. Strangers come to us, beautiful, ugly, odd, or scary, and we accept them all without question. We compliment them. We treat them kindly, and we give them good things. Why don't we do that all year?" And I love that perspective, that this really is an opportunity for us to accept each other exactly the way we are or want to be. What I'll tell you about the hippie in me is I was born about 10 or 15 years too late for this era. By the time I was picking out my own clothes, we were well into the late 70s and headed to the 80s, and it was a very different time. So it's fun to dress up in hippie clothes, and I'm a little embarrassed to say that beyond the hair, most of this I already own. So. So it is Halloween, and we are finishing up talking about finances. And you may have thought that we've been talking about money all month, but we haven't. What we've been talking about is love. We've been talking about circulating love. We've been talking about what it means to actually infuse the energy that we claim to be money as it circulates through our lives and through the lives of the people that we influence and touch and have relationships with. One of my very favorite quotes, and I can't attribute it this morning to who said it first. It may be Reverend Marcia Sutton. And it is that money follows love. Money follows love. It's just energy that we're working with, that we're putting out into the universe. And so the question that I have for you this morning is, what do you love? If you're curious, check your bank statement. Check your debit card and credit card transactions. That'll tell you a lot about what you love. Now, some of us love utilities, right? Some of us love having a cell phone. Some of us love having a roof over our heads. And those are places where we can absolutely infuse our love. But if we're not feeling it, if we're not feeling the vibe with what's happening with our money, we actually are at power and choice to change that. We have the ability to shift things, even with your utilities. You know, case in point, the home that I bought, I was warned that the utility bills were really high. And I looked at them and I thought, that's because of the choices they made. It was because they chose to, and I was told, it was verified for me, they chose to run the TVs 24/7 in the house. The gentleman who had lived there had PTSD, and so that was one of the ways he found comfort. And they chose to run the air conditioning 24/7. Now, I was in Southern California. I don't need all those things. And so while I could make choices, and I did. And I have not had the same experience as the former owner of my home. But it's just a silly example about how we can be at choice, even with those things that we don't feel we're at choice with. And I'll tell you the other thing about utilities. I know that if I'm making certain choices, it's showing my love for the environment. So my point here is to look at the choices that you're making. It's important for us to kind of check in with how we're spending our money, to look at our finances and to be good stewards of it, to pay attention, because sometimes we fall into habitual behaviors. And when we check in, and it's no different than doing that kind of personal inventory that many wise sage recommends, and looking at where are we putting our energy? Where are we making investments? Now, I really like the recommendation that I've seen several places, and it's one that I practice, and that is to spend, share, and save. That when we're practicing working with our finances, we're working with this thing called money, that's energy that we're putting out there, that I pay attention to where I'm spending my money so that I know that this is really intentional and conscious. And then saving. It's really fine to hold back a little bit of your money for reserves for yourself. And that shows that you love yourself when you save or invest some of your money. And then sharing. Sharing is that opportunity of really showing where you love out in the world and how it might be, how your money can help to promote more good in the world that you would like to see. And so if we are going to be good stewards with our love, I thought I was going to say finances, I know it. If we're good stewards with our love, then we're conscious and intentional, we're walking that out in a way that is really true to our values. But it does take a little effort. It doesn't come naturally to most. And I think a lot of that has to do with the external influences that we are always subject to. I don't know why this time of year I feel like getting out my Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas decorations all at the same time. Because I am very influenced by the culture and the society that I live in. And that's just a silly example, but it's true that you are being influenced all the time, and there's a lot of competition for your attention and your love. And so your job, your act of faith, if you will, is to really pay attention to what you do love, and then to move your energy in that direction. Let's see, what else did I want to say to you about this? I wanted to share with you a new practice that I have in this idea of responding with love, because that's what I think we're doing this month. We're looking at finances, we're looking at money, we're looking how it's energy and motion, and we are then responding with love, with all the things that we begin to see, with the experiences we begin to have, with the things that we're noticing about ourselves. And so I found myself with an opportunity over the last few weeks of responding with love. And it's because of you, right? Because I've been standing here talking to you about this, so it's raised it up in my own awareness. And of course, I wear my bracelet that says Respond with Love, and I have my bumper sticker that says Respond with Love. I hope if you haven't gotten any of these wonderful accoutrements, we can make sure you're taken care of. So I have reached a certain age in my life where I tend to get phone calls that I didn't used to get. And I think it's because I'm in this particular age range where some small portion of the population thinks I might be a little more feeble. And I have gotten calls a couple of times in the last few weeks from Publishers Clearinghouse. And they wanted to let me know that I had won a lot of money. Now, typically, my reaction when I get that kind of phone call is to say a couple of choice words that I can't repeat right now, and to hang up and to be angry. But I decided, it came upon me with this idea of responding with love, that I would respond in a little bit of a different way. And so I have begun responding to these people. And this same fella has called me a couple of times. So this last couple of times I've called him, and he's called me, and I've said, I'm really sorry that you have thought that this is the only way you can make your livelihood, and I want to pray for you. And then I launch into prayer. Now he hangs up. But you know what happens? The last time I decided to complete the prayer. Man, I hung up that phone even though he had already hung up well in advance. I hung up that phone feeling uplifted and light, and I didn't have any of that heaviness that I typically have when I use those few choice words and then hang up. And I think I have discovered a new spiritual practice, and I cannot wait for the next person to call me and ask for my bank information. And we laugh, but honestly, for anybody who hears this idea, I pray that you have the courage to do it. Because you know what? This is how we create a world that works for all. My prayer treatment in that moment was that this person was able to find a position, a way to make a living that was in integrity with who he really was and for those that he was trying to take advantage of. I prayed that this person would be enlightened, and I prayed for all those people that may have been taken advantage of. And I want to tell you that despite the fact that this gentleman hung up, I know that that prayer has power beyond whether the person I'm praying for heard that. And so when we think about this idea of responding with love, it's a responsibility. It's a responsibility for us to really look at those places where we can infuse love in any situation. Now, I'm not suggesting that when we respond with love, it's about acquiescence or accepting a poor behavior. But there is always a response that we can step into that is deeply saturated with love. And sometimes, being with somebody who's got something going on, they're doing some behaviors that aren't working, and saying to them, I don't accept this behavior anymore because I love you, is just as powerful as saying yes when somebody is behaving in a way that is unacceptable to you, and letting it go, and just, conflict. Some of us are conflict avoidant. You know what that means? It just means we don't want to stir things up. But when we stir things up with responding with love, it's a good kind of stirring. It's a powerful kind of stirring. It's the kind of stirring where you allow the power and the presence, that thing that Karen talked about when she opened the service today. Reverend Karen said that there is a power for good in the universe greater than you, and you can use it. And when we respond with love, that's exactly what we're doing. Now, if I think about why I was getting angry at that person for calling me, the fact that nobody can take anything away from me that I don't give them. I was angry because it was like my money. And when I respond with love, I'm reminded that it's not just about my money. I know that money is this thing that's in circulation that I'm simply a steward of for a while. And I chose not to give this person any of my money. But that is the act of being conscious and intentional. And so as we leave this topic of looking at finances and looking how we are actually in the act of circulating love, I encourage you to surprise me with the ways that you have learned how to respond with love when it comes to your money. I want to hear from you. Let me know what you've tried. Be brave. You don't have to wear a costume. But you might have to watch your own reactions, because usually that's the hint about that there's something more for you to do when we get a little excited, when we get a little wrapped up in something. Yeah, that's a clue for me, because there's nothing that I need to get all stirred up about and angry about if I really know who I am and I really know who I've come here to be. And so our charge is to really respond with love whenever we can, and to look at those places where we may have invested some negative thought patterns, some negative behaviors when it comes to our money, and lifting those up with love. Last week we did something kind of spontaneous, didn't we? I invited you to join me in this vow of, oh boy, I'm way early for this. I invited you to join me in this vow of prosperity. And the reason that I bring up this opportunity to take this vow is because there's something powerful about the spoken word. There's something really powerful about when we say an affirmation, when you take that affirmation that somehow stirs your heart and you tape it on the refrigerator or maybe on the bathroom mirror, and you say it to yourself, you are invoking spirit. And so this vow that I'm going to invite us to take together yet again is an opportunity to relocate our power, to relocate those places where we may have invested our power in old ideas, in old ways of thinking that might have been implanted in you maybe by your grandparents or your parents or the culture you live in or the circles that you have traveled in. But when we allow ourselves to notice where we have placed our power, notice where we have put and allowed things to continue to live within us, and then take our power back and invest it in some place that's more potent, some place that really serves us and the world around us, well, we're changing the world, just like that little phone call of praying for the telemarketers. I'm going to use it for the telemarketers who just want to sell me insurance too, because I don't really need to be sold those kind of things, but I also need to respond with love. It's really important to me, and I want us to be the community that's known for responding with love. I want us to be the people in San Clemente that can be intentional about our interactions and our relationships, so that we really are a place where we begin to see that beautiful vision of a world that works for everyone. It happens through action, not just consciousness. And so what actions are you willing to take in that direction? And so it looks like everybody's got a hard copy of the Prosperity Vow. And so let's go ahead and say this together mindfully. Are you with me? Yes. Okay. So, I now revoke, and please say this with me, I now revoke any vows, promises, or contracts with lack and poverty I have made consciously or unconsciously. I release all judgments, pain, and guilt associated with creating and living from these past agreements. As I free myself, I invoke the universal spirit to transmute any discord into love as it is released from my mind, body, heart, and soul. I now take a vow of abundance and prosperity, knowing that I am doing the work of spirit, and spirit always supports its work. I am sourced by the one infinite reality. I bless and I am blessed by all that I am, all that I do, all that I have, and all that I give. And so it is. Blessed be. Amen and Ashe. Ooh, didn't that feel good? Yeah, I encourage you to keep that handy. And when you have those experiences, I have been practicing this philosophy in one form or another for a long time. And I still have those knee-jerk reactions, like when the transmission goes up or when a bill comes in that I didn't expect. And things like that, vow, are opportunities for you to locate yourself. Locate yourself in prosperity. Locate yourself in abundance. Locate yourself in love. And, you know, this request that I've made for us to respond with love is not just how you respond to others. It's how you respond to yourself. I encourage you to respond to yourself with love as well. Don't save it for other people. We have an amazing opportunity in this particular philosophy to not only uplift ourselves, but to uplift the world too. And sometimes we do it through a little bit of silliness, like getting dressed up on Halloween. But the talk title this week had something to do with pie. So we have lots of pie for you. And so I hope you'll stick around and get your slice of the pie, because prosperity isn't a finite pie where there's only so many slices. There's always more pie. So I hope you'll stick around for that. Thank you very much. So Harmony wants to do a prayer. Reverend Harmony, Reverend Love and Light. And so I know that in this moment of deep introspection, when we allow ourselves to locate ourselves right where we are, that there is a power and a presence that is everywhere present. There is this inflow into life of abundance and prosperity and good and greater good, of love and peace and, yes, harmony. And I know for each one that we open ourselves to this greatest good, that each one of us is a unique and individual vessel of the divine. And so we allow ourselves to be used so that we can be the joy we want to experience in the world, or we can be the beauty we want to experience in the world. We can be the love we want to experience in the world. It's easy. It just takes willingness, a willingness to choose, and a willingness to be intentional. And so in this moment, I simply know with great gratitude that each one of us is choosing that more powerful presence that we can be in the world to indeed respond with love, loving ourselves deeply, and loving the world from the overflow. So I simply surrender this word, I surrender this prayer, knowing the potency of it, knowing that it is simply just letting and allowing and getting out of the way so that God can do what God does. I know that we are all blessed, and so we simply anchor this prayer with a surrendered heart by saying together, And so it is. Thank you very much. I hope you'll stick around for the party and the pie. And in the meantime, let's have Jennifer come back up and bless us with another piece of music.
Thank you, Harmony. This song is called Blessings. Family protection while we sleep. We pray for healing, for prosperity. We pray for a mighty hand to ease our suffering. And all the while, you hear each spoken need. Yet love is way too much to give us lesser things. What if our blessings come through raindrops? What if our healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if trials of this life are just mercies in disguise? Wisdom, your voice to hear. We cry in anger when we cannot feel you near. We doubt our goodness, we doubt our love, as if every promise from the love is not enough. Desperate plea, and long that we have faith to believe. 'Cause what if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if trials of this life are just mercies in disguise? When friends betray us, when darkness seems to win, we know the pain reminds this heart that love can take us home. Love can take us What if your blessings come through raindrops? What if your healing comes through tears? What if 1,000 sleepless nights are what it takes to know you're near? What if my greatest disappointments or the aching of this life is a revealing of a greater thirst this world can satisfy? What if trials of this life, the rain, the storms, the hardest nights, are just mercies in disguise?
Thank you, Jennifer. That was just beautiful. I love that song, Laura's Story, right? And thank you, Reverend Harmony, for your beautiful message today. It was fabulous. All right, so now is our time. This is the time in our service where, first of all, we're going to acknowledge our musicians. The beautiful and talented Diane King Van behind the piano, our music director, choir director, Ed Cusby on guitar, Lou Savage on bass, and David Page on drums. My favorite drummer in the whole world. Okay. So this is our conscious giving practice time, and so I'd like to invite the stewards up. And if this is not your Sunday to give, then I invite you to grab a blessing card from behind your chair and place that in the basket. And let's say our prosperity affirmation together. My offering is my acceptance of God as the source of my supply and symbolizes my faith in the abundant flow of this supply.
We are the love of God. 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 We are love. We are love. We are the love of God. We are love. We are love. We are the love of God. You 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 are the love of God.
And knowing that this collection is a beautiful representation of God's love in action, I bless it, send it forth to do good works in the world, to circulate love, and to prosper each giver. And so it is. Okay, now, did you know that this service would not be possible without our volunteers? So if that's one of you, please stand. Let's acknowledge you. And if our practitioners could remain standing, our practitioners are trained in the art and science of affirmative prayer. And if you want your life changed, transformed, make an appointment with one of these. But on Sundays, we have 3 people in service for you. And today they are Patrick Freeman, we have Faith Mackey, and the third one is Lorianne Whitty, who lit the candles. Yay, thank you, practitioners. Is there anyone who is visiting us for the first time? You want to raise your hand? Oh, look at it. We do have one. Welcome. Thank you for being here. She's right over here. We have a gift for you. Here it comes. And if you could take that to the bookstore after the service, you'll get another gift, which is a book. Okay. So now it's time for invitations, so I'm going to put on my other hat. Pretend like I'm over there. Okay, so we're officially completing this year's commitment program about circulating love with our pie party after the service that Reverend Harmony talked about. So come celebrate with us by knowing that there's plenty of pie for everyone. You know that wise sage Jay Leno? He said if you give everyone a slice of pie, you will still have more than enough. Wow, go figure. Didn't know we had that wisdom. Okay, our holiday boutique and brunch is quickly approaching. It's on December 4th, immediately following the service. So all you talented and crafty people, and I know you're out there, start making your beautiful creations to display and sell to our community. There's a sign-up sheet on the kiosk, and if you have any questions, just come see me after the service. And next week is our Homecoming Sunday. Yay! We have a wonderful service planned, and we will have opportunities to visit with longtime friends from times past and celebrate the legacy of Center for Spiritual Living, Capistrano Valley. After the service, we'll be having a party, and the center will provide the main dish, and all we ask is that our current members, you, provide the side dishes. There is a sign-up sheet back in the back of the room, and if you have any questions, see Kathy or Tony. And of course, you're always invited to participate in our weekly groups. We have our book study with Mary on Zoom each Wednesday morning from 9:30 to 11. We have Shifting Sands, which meets on Thursday mornings in our multi-purpose room back here and on Zoom. And we have Coming Home, Awakening to Spirit, which meets on Friday mornings at 8 a.m. on Zoom. And all this information is available on your invitations that's located in the lobby. And I think that's it. Game night. Oh, that's right. It's game night this coming Friday. And so we are having Mexican dominoes at 7 o'clock. And I believe, are we having cards at 5 o'clock as well? So if you are just one of those really playful person and would like to spend your evening here, it's so much fun and community building. So you won't be disappointed. And bring a snack if you'd like. And I think that's it, right? All right, so let's stand and sing our closing song.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. Thank you for my health, Spirit. Thank you for my health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. My radiant, my radiant, my radiant health. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
And so we simply give thanks. Thanks for all that we are, all that we give, and all that we receive. I know that we are health and wealth and prosperity and love and so much more, and so it is. And so it is.
and gentlemen, we have a very special treat while you're enjoying the pie line back there. If you'll also focus your attention up here on the stage, our very own wunderkind, Clark Wilson, has a very special Halloween treat for you all. So, Mary's ready, right?
Mary's ready.
All right. Please give your good, loving attention to Clark.
Louder. I was working in the lab late one night when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. My monster from the slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise, he did the monster mash, and it's a graveyard smash. He caught on in a flash. He did the monster mash from my laboratory in the castle east to the master bedroom where the vampires feast. The ghouls all came from their humble abodes to get a jolt from my electrodes. They did the monster mash, and it's a graveyard smash. They caught on in a flash. They did the monster mash. The zombies were having fun. The party had just begun. The guests included Wolfman, Dracula, and his son. Oh, the scene was rockin', all were digging the sounds. Eagle with his chains backed by his baying hounds. The coffin bangers were about to arrive with a vocal group, the Crypt Kicker 5. They did the monster mash, and it's a graveyard smash. They caught on in a flash. They did the monster mash. From out of his coffin, Drac's voice did ring. Seems he was troubled by just one thing. He opened the lid, shook his fist, and said, "Whatever happened to my Transylvania twist?" It's now the monster mash, and it's a graveyard smash. He caught on in a flash. It's now the monster mash. Now everything's cool. Drac's part of the band, and my monster mash is the hit of the land. For you, the living, this mash was meant to. When they get to your door, tell them Clarky sent you. And you can monster mash and do my graveyard smash. You'll get on in a flash and do my monster mash. Oh, Igor, those chains. No, Igor, you impetuous boy.